Hello everyone, my name is Sandra Oko. I'm your sales expert. I'm an author of the book, Can Anything Hold You Back? I'm also a Maxwell Leadership Certified Team Member. And I just started this series that has to do with sales because I know everyone has something they want to sell. Even when you go to interviews, you will be asked to tell us about yourself. That is one avenue of selling yourself to the company that wants to hire you. And so today I'm going to be talking about sales, how we can make more money, how we can, increase our finances and be a little and much more stable financially. And today I want to speak about how I became a success in sales. I told you earlier, I never went to school to study sales or marketing, but I stumbled to it and I found that I've been doing it right from my growing up days. I was so passionate about it. I was ready to help my mom. I was ready to make friends. I was ready to tell people what I do. I was ready to tell people what we sell. And by that so doing, I was able to attract more customers for my mom. But when I got into the professional world, I needed to know the software. I needed to know my product. I needed to be on the side of knowledge before meeting my clients. I needed to also know what my client does in order for me to be able to sell. I needed to know what the problem is in order to be able to create a solution and to know what strategy to use to get the customers. So I found that these are the two things I needed. And I needed to be dressed professionally because you dress the way you want to be addressed. Because if you look shabby, and sometimes from the gates, even the gatekeepers will not allow you in. But sometimes the way you look also portray the kind of person you are and what kind of business you wanted to come in, what kind of business you want to sell. And so I started selling. Yes, I told you earlier, it is not everyone that loves to sell, but everyone should do it because we want to make money. Everybody loves money. Everybody wants money. So we ought all to know how to sell. Because you need to sell yourself one way or the other. Either selling the products you have, or selling yourself to an organization or to an audience in that other for you to get the right avatar. I started selling because I understood the rudiments of selling. And that's what I said. Knowing your product, being on the side of knowledge, and knowing your customer, knowing what their pain points are, knowing what issues they have, and knowing how your solution or what you have that you're selling can meet that problem and solve it. I started that way and having that clarity of understanding and purpose of what I'm taking into the market, I made sales. Though it took me a period of 3 to 6 months to sell, because now when you're selling, depending on what you're selling, depending on the volume, depending on the cost, and depending on the value the customer puts on your product, that will determine what duration, how long it will take to sell. I was selling IT software for an organization. So for the operating system and operation, this will have to pass through several directors for it to get approval. And so sometimes when you're doing a presentation, if you do not have all the stakeholders present at your meeting, it delays the sales cycle. And that I understood. And a lot of times when I want to go for meetings, I want to make sure all the stakeholders are copied in my mails so that they know when I'm going to be coming for a presentation. Once you have all the stakeholders who are decision makers in such an organization, your sales cycle is shortened. But in the case that you meet only with the IT manager or just one of the directors, you might have to do another revisit to sell to the stakeholders and decision makers, and probably maybe the chairman is the one that makes the decision. You've got to be able to convince all these levels of decision makers and stakeholders. And by so doing, I understood how to sell. I became a success. The first company I sold to Unilever. The manufacturers of Homo and then Close Up and the rest. Those were the company, that was the company I sold to my first sale. But because I was able to go, we went through levels and this took a period of time to sell. And as at that time when I sold in that organization, it was about 3 million, about 4 million, 3 million. That was 20 years ago. about 18 to 20 years ago. For now, if you have to convert such money in this time with the inflation we have on ground, that will be about 20 million naira, looking about maybe 7 to 8 million dollars. And those were the value of money as at then. But today, you'll be talking about maybe $20 million, or maybe 10,000, and the rest like that, 10,000. And that was how I became a success. That was the first client I sold to. I began to sell in the financial institutions, the insurance, and even the oil and gas industry. I'll be talking more on my sales success as we go on. This is just one of it, and it will be in series. Thank you so much for joining me on this show. And if this is your first time, please kindly like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you can often get more updates from me as regards my sales. And do have a blessed day, and till we meet again, do have a blessed day. Bye.